So this week is a little lighter in terms of the readings and the content because it is a busy week for you with just coming off of an exam and um, having an exam in 101 and also having a lab practical or a skill check, I should say, in 101 lab. So I've deliberately made the assignment, the readings lighter this week, and also have pushed back some of the due dates just to allow you to be engaged after your exam and after your skill check and to get things done. So this week is an opportunity to learn more about the library system, and it's also a chance to learn about other healthcare professionals. These would be our interdisciplinary colleagues versus intradisciplinary, which would be the physical therapists and the PTAs, those working within our profession. The interprofessionals would be those that we work with outside of our physical therapy world in terms of other disciplines. So we have a good article. I referred this article as a Leggett article because it's written by an author with the last name of Leggett. And what this article does is it talks about the value and the benefit that comes to the patient when there is a healthcare team working together, and that the patient and outcomes of patient care are better when there's a focus on the collaborative working relationship of professionals versus one professional kind of rising above the others and working alone in their own silo. Or another way of saying it, just working alone and not working with other professionals, not updating other professionals on how the patient is doing, or sharing some strategies to work with the patient, where it's solely based on individual merit and not on team building. So as PTAs, we're part of a team. I think you have to embrace that. If you don't, I think this is going to be a really hard profession for you to be part of. You are part of a team between you and your physical therapists you're working with, as well as other interprofessionals as well. So it's not a real long article. I know it looks real long, but what you really want to focus on in this article is certainly the discussion that's part of the article and the conclusion. And then you want to look at the abstract to start out with, and what exactly is the author proposing, and what is the background to her research. And then you look at the methods a little bit, and then you see that as a questionnaire. Okay, and then after you read that article, I'd recommend you look at the summary of the article, and that's kind of really what I want you to get out of it. So you could start by reading the summary and looking at the article, but that's really the crux of what I want you to know. So the next page you'll get into the library, but we start out just with a triangle of research. We're going to be doing a fair amount of research in PTA 103, 132, lecture and lab, as well as in spring in 104 and 133, lecture and lab, as well as we get into the second year. And and you're going to learn more about this pyramid later, so I don't want to split a lot of hairs about it. I know you're learning about research in Christina's class too this term. But the highest level of research is a systematic review over a topic. So for example, if you are studying a topic on interprofessional teams and what makes interprofessional teams work well, there may be like 50 studies you look at to come up with some of your conclusions as the researchers. That would be systematic reviews of a whole slew of articles. And then, lower along the line is case studies. That's lower. I mean, that certainly is contributing to research. And then just supplying reference textbooks, for example. That would be the lowest level of evidence. So this is, here's my cough, to just give you a foundation to looking at research. And then I have about an 8-minute screencast, actually it's a little longer than that, on what you need to pull out from looking at the library, for example. I think these are really great pages. I do want you to take advantage of the library to look up some topics as you're doing your assignment for this week, which is on healthcare professionals. You're also going to become APTA members, and as such, you're going to be able to get into PT Connect, which allows you to access a lot of research articles surrounding physical therapy and physical therapy topics for free. And what I like about these links too is it just talks about Summit, which is a way you can get library books from other libraries throughout the Northwest, really to look at whether your sources are strong. That's really important in terms specifically of web pages, because there's so much out there on the internet. You want to make sure that you have some really solid, a real solid web page that's reliable and providing accurate information. And then the final one here is when you're looking at your resources, you really want to look at the authority of the author and of the article that you're using as a reference. I think those are all just really good just to look at, and I would highly recommend you print this page out to help you as you conduct research throughout your PTA program.